welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Old Town Winchester Day. Brady Cloven, Executive Director of Friends of Old Town, and I are sitting in Old Town. We're in the secret garden out back of the Espresso Bar, wondering on a Wednesday afternoon if we're going to get rained on.
And it feels kind of like fall.
And you could not have had better weather for the hot dog, the Old Town Winchester Dog Days of Summer hot dog crawl.
Yes.
No, I totally
Close.
butchered that.
You had all the parts there. The Dog Days of Summer Old Town Hot Dog Crawl.
Okay.
Or just Dog Days of Summer. Yeah.
It was packed.
Yes.
Everybody was happy. I'd
there.
never seen so many hot dogs wandering around. People were stopping and leaning up against trash cans and fence posts and sitting on the benches as they were shoveling hot dogs in their face.
Yeah, the best part was watching people super excited at 1 o'clock, noon. And then around 5 o'clock, seeing the same people just walking like zombies down the mall. Definitely regretting
You
their
had to pace
decisions.
yourself.
Yes, it was a marathon, not a sprint. And I think we did a good job of advertising that leading up. Like,
Yes.
your hot dog tips. Like,
That
go
was-
take
those
a
were
break,
funny.
go for a shop, make sure you're wearing comfy shoes, wear stretchy pants. I think it's incredible just to look that we sold out first year, 250 people.
Amazing.
Over 3,000 hot dogs in Old Town for the day, with how many hot dogs were made per place. We had a great set from the Gully Jimson Quartet, where David Stewart, city planner, was there on bass and singing. We had some good face painting. We had some temporary tattoos. We
Fantastic
had
beer.
some fantastic beer from Winchester Brew Works. We had permanent tattoos like I have from Dark Nature.
I still believe you got an actual tattoo.
They had them all day, and I have a picture of me in my hot dog suit getting the tattoo of the hot dog. So it was great. It's one of those events that, like we talked about, we wanted it to be something that actually provided real economic impact and not just bringing people downtown. You can have a ton of events that are really good at bringing people downtown and showing kind of the awareness of Old Town and what's here. But I think it also takes it one step further to actually push them into stores, keep them here for that 3 to 6 hours. And like we were talking before we started recording, people were just walking around and taking breaks and getting some drinks or getting some sides or just shopping a little bit. I was in the hot dog costume all day. There were actually multiple hot dog costumes throughout the day. The amount of hot dog earrings I saw, the hot dog face paintings. I heard from people that were coming from Pennsylvania for this event, that people were coming from North Carolina for this event. My friend flew in from Chicago, and this is the funny thing about that.
So did he have the Chicago dog from Roma? Because wasn't it ultimately the
winner.
judge the winner?
Yep, so he had the Chicago dog, and he said that it was authentic.
Oh.
And so Roma won, second place was T.T. Walls, and then third place was Billy Sue.
Out my husband. That's who Tim voted for.
Oh, I know.
He did not get all 10. He was
12.
a trooper.
There were 12 hot
Oh,
dogs.
that's right. So he didn't. So he got a 50% success rate. He
Yeah.
got to 6, maybe 7. I lost count.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, that was a lot.
There were a lot of people who made it to 12 that were texting me throughout the day, like each stop they went to, they had them.
So the grand prize for them should have been a bottle of Tums or some Alka-Seltzer at the end of
Yeah,
it.
maybe next year we can get Alka-Seltzer
Get them as a sponsor.
Yeah. But my friend Nick came in from Chicago, and there was a group of girls who were walking around I guess they were a bachelorette party, but they were part of the crawl, and they had bald caps on because they were acting like the Pitbull singer, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide. And so he said something to them. He was like, "Hey, Mr. 305." The next day, people kept sending me videos where one of the girls went on her TikTok and was like, still trying to find my Prince Charming from the hot dog crawl who wore this specific shirt in Winchester. Hey, if you want to get together or something. So I think we're matchmaking. I mean, he's already engaged, so it's probably not the best, but I think hot dogs make the world go round.
And I gave you my suggestion for what I think would be a really great addition. Next year, I think the whole thing should kick off with a wiener dog race.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I would love that. I also think maybe we do a children's hot dog eating competition next year. Yeah. So it was great. First year, I think it did the job. We really got lucky with that weather. It rained right as the band ended, so just perfect.
You got through the whole day.
Yeah.
And it was perfect weather. It wasn't hot. It wasn't sticky. It was great walking up and down the mall weather, in and out of air-conditioned places as I waited for Tim to get his hot dog. It was all fantastic.
Just sweating out hot dogs. So. But it was really great. Spoiler alert, this will be coming back next year. We will still continue to do dog days. We still have a couple t-shirts left if you'd like one. I know you have one.
I do.
I was hoping you'd wear it today. I haven't seen you
Okay,
yet.
so about that,
What'd you do?
I appreciate that you think I'm a small.
I thought that's what you put down on the order sheet.
I always do large because I also wear them to bed.
I'll swap it out for you.
But I got in the car and I looked at it and I went, oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah,
It's a small, I can't wear this.
Mine's like a crop top on me.
Yes.
Yeah, especially after eating all those hot dogs. Yeah, it does not look good on me, but wear it for Old Town. So yeah,
worked.
it was fun. And then the first Friday is going to be next week, and we're going to have Bottle Shock out here. They're going to be performing at the Taylor Pavilion, and It's going to be fun. So we're just going to keep rolling. And September is full of a ton of events. We have Fiddles Fifths coming on the 12th.
That's right.
Then we have Celebracion happening the weekend after. There's also going to be a couple different Oktoberfests that are happening in town. Sweets is going to do one where Alsatian is, the old Dollar General building. Chef Dan is going to do one with the Tavern and the Exchange. And then pumpkins come back to Old Town. Those pumpkins will be up in the tree next month.
And there's a helicopter being put on
And
the
there's a
roof of the Shenandoah Valley Discovery
Yeah,
Museum.
yeah.
The 26th is their gala, but the 21st, I think, is when they're
21st.
planning to do the install of that part of it, and they're going to have a big event down here.
Yeah, we'll do. We're partnering with them to do a Store and Explore kind of block party. So it's almost like a smaller scale kids fest on the south end of the mall.
That's exactly how Taylor described it on the show.
And restaurants are going to be able to provide some kids options like hot dogs, all those extra hot dogs they have, but also like helicopter themed promotions. So we've already started talking to Awabi Umi, who's going to do a helicopter themed bento box for kids. And yeah, so it'll be a fun time. And in a weird turn of events, and you were here for that day, Jack. My cousin apparently works for Shockey on the construction team. He's like the program manager. And he came into Espresso Bar when I was meeting Jack, and poor Jack, man, I had 15 people.
I felt like I was in a TV show. I was getting pumped.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, I know Brady's popular.
Not that popular.
Yeah, this is why, and I told Jack this when we met here for coffee a couple of weeks ago. This is why I like sitting in the secret garden.
Yes.
You can't sit out front unless you expect to have all kinds of people
We should
stop
do
you.
that one day and like do an over-under for how many people stop the show.
And then just put a mic in their face and make them have to say who they are and what they
And
want to
who
talk
they
to us
stopped
about.
for, you or me.
Yeah. We are totally going to do that.
Yeah. Who really brought you over here? But we both have to wear orange that day, so it can't just be like, the orange lady.
That's true. Yeah.
But
I'll wear the hot dog suit. You wear orange.
Yes.
We'll see how that confuses everybody.
Nobody cared about who I was until I put that suit on, man. Like, it just changed the world for me. Yeah.
So you just referenced Jack.
Yes.
We've been sitting here yakking for, 8 minutes and haven't even introduced Jack
Hot
Owens.
dogs on the break.
He is Director of Land Preservation for the Shenandoah Valley Battlefield Foundation. And you and I had coffee here several weeks ago, and you educated me on a ton of stuff that I did not even know was part of the Battlefield Foundation. The courthouse and the museum, obviously the battlefields, but you guys have a lot of territory that you cover, not just here in Old Town.
Yeah, so we manage an 8-county congressionally created National Historic District. Stretches from Frederick County and Clark all the way down to Augusta County and Highland County where Stanton is. We've preserved about 8,000 acres through fee simple purchase and easements, and then we turn those into battlefield park spaces, basically outdoor classrooms with parking areas, trails, interpretive signage, a nonprofit version of the National Park Service in a way. And we also manage visitor centers, museums, and the one that's the crown jewel in our eyes is the old courthouse downtown on the Walking Mall in Old Town, the Shenandoah Valley Civil War Museum.
Agreed that it's the jewel.
Look at that,
I think
going out
it's-
on a limb here.
Yeah, I think it's...
I admitted to Jack that I don't know that I've been in there since it was the courthouse in the 1800s.
1900s. Give yourself some grace there.
I have not been inside, and I know that you guys are doing some renovations. You've got some new exhibits that are coming. You're going to come back and talk more about that probably in the spring when all that's finished, but it is open to the public.
Yeah, so it's been open so it stopped being used as a courthouse 1984, 1983.
Oh,
I know.
I'm still in high school.
And it was still, that's when
The
everything
old
shifted.
whippersnapper.
When everything shifted over to the Judicial Center across Cameron Street, city, county, courts were just held in there. Frederick County continued to use the building for county meetings, board of supervisors meetings, up until the mid-90s when a group of community members decided this really needs to be a museum, a historic site, and treated as such. So the old courthouse Civil War Museum, which was run by a board of a lot of local movers and shakers here in Winchester and Old Town specifically, ran that as the old courthouse Civil War Museum from 2003 up until about 2016. That's when we stepped in and took over a management role. All during this time, it was still owned by the county up until about 2019 when it was transferred to the Battlefields Foundation. Now it's under our ownership. We started a fundraising campaign once we took over ownership to transform it from the old courthouse Civil War Museum. What was there before, a lot of Dawg Civil War relics, and really decided to take a lot of those and other artifact pieces and redo the exhibit upstairs to a theme we call One Story, 1,000 Voices. So it was about a $750,000 renovation project with support from a lot of local people here, specifically the Wilkins family. That's who the exhibit's named after, James R. Wilkins Sr. The Commonwealth of Virginia, the American Battlefield Protection Program through the Park Service all supported this, and we reopened in April 2023 with this new exhibit and have been hosting visitors ever since. It's $12 per adult. Everyone 17 and under is free.
Oh, I love that.
It's free for Winchester, Frederick County residents, so just show your ID.
Wait, what?
Hey, that's us.
So there's no reason now. Yeah, free for Frederick County and Winchester residents. They can come anytime, and we're open 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sundays. And besides just being the courthouse there, we rent the space too. We rent a courtroom. We've had some weddings in there over the years that I've witnessed. Some change of command with the Army Corps of Engineers have taken place in there.
That's cool.
really cool.
I know, so crazy stuff.
Any divorces?
No divorces
Okay.
yet. Probably back in the day, back in the 80s, 70s maybe. I've had some people come in and they're like, this is where I got my driver's license, things like that. Crazy stories from early on. But the front lawn is really what
Oh
gets
my
used the
gosh.
most. Yeah.
Did you get yours there?
Wait, did I? I probably did.
Yeah.
Because I graduated high school in 86, so I likely would have gotten my license in 83, 84. It might have been in that transition period over at the Judicial Center.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was all a blur. And
There was a
my
clerk's
dad
office.
was crying and worried about how many cars he was going to buy me because he was going to wreck all of them, which turned out to be true, but that's a whole
did you?
other story.
You are unlucky with cars, man.
I am so unlucky with cars.
Yeah, but the clerk's office, there was a clerk's office in the basement too, I think continuing through the 90s or mid-80s, 90s. So that's where a lot of people just went to go pay certain things or do stuff. So maybe in the basement? I don't know.
Do you have any ghosts?
So if you ask me, I say no. So I started working there when I was like 15. So I'm 25 now. So it's been about 10 years. And
No instances.
ever since I was there, back when it was the old exhibit, I've been
No
there late at night.
goosebumps, no hair standing up on the back of your
Nothing
neck.
crazy. We used to have the boiler system that would beat and rattle, but nothing else. But if you read, there's a haunted Winchester book that talks about it was used as a prison hospital. Thousands of soldiers probably died, sick, wounded, but hundreds died in that building. And the accounts you read of how it was used as a hospital and a prison are just pretty horrific to where I don't know how I haven't come across it.
Right,
but
right.
I'm sure if you fielded the
Well, now
the
they're at
rest
the
of
new
the staff.
Judicial Center. They just
Yeah,
went
they
there.
just went there.
They
The
followed
county
all of their
actually took them
they
there.
followed their stuff.
Yeah.
I love having the museum here. We talk about diversity of industry downtown, and that's what keeps it booming. So yes, I think a lot of people come here for the food. That's what brings a lot of the locals downtown. We have a lot of really great retailer shops, but we also have some really great museums around town that do a lot to help this economy downtown. I mean, the amount of people that I see every day going and taking pictures of the museum alone and
Right.
then walking up, that's just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you want. We talk about public art a lot on the show, and like the mural and how that
It
has
takes
been
a lot of
piece.
forms.
Yeah, and so this is another piece. The architecture we have here, that's why you can always have that marriage of public art and ushering in this new era, but also still respecting the past and what you've come from, and keeping that in its time and place, and showing that as a really important economic tool. So I love having you all here. I think it's
we
great.
love being here, and heritage tourism, the number one form of tourism in Virginia and in the Valley alone. I just learned this the other day, so I'll shout this out to Justin Curtis, but he told me that the number one tourist to the Valley is folks that are coming to visit friends and family. And that really reflects in our sales numbers and the people coming in, the amount of people that are locals that continue to come back but bring their friends and family when they come to town really shows in our visitor count. So if you haven't been and you're listening, come on out. It's free, like I said, for Winchester Frederick County residents, and bring a friend.
And you know what's great with history is hot dogs.
I did, so I'll be honest, I did think leading up, like when we first started talking, I was like, can we like cut a hot dog in half and you can buy Union one and Confederate one or something, and find a way to tie in.
Oh, so we're going to
food
take a break and we're going to work out all of the logistics for that. And then we're going to come back and talk Civil War hot dogs.
Okay.
Oh, man.
This Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. She doesn't know that yet. All she knows is that she went to justserve.org and volunteered an hour of her time. Browsing through dozens of service opportunities in her community, April decided to spend her Tuesday evening serving dinner to mothers and their children at a transitional house. She doesn't know she'll be serving a particular mother and daughter who will be spending their first night in this home. April doesn't know that the hot meal she'll serve is the first this mother and daughter will have had in a week, or that the simple smile she'll offer as she serves them will help them realize that things are going to be all right. Which is why this Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. See the difference you can make. Sign up for service opportunities in your community. Visit justserve.org.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. We are sitting at the Espresso Bar in the Secret Garden having our usual monthly conversation with Brady Cloven, Executive Director of Friends of Old Town. Jack Owens is here with us as well. He is Director of Land Preservation for the Shenandoah Valley Battlefield Foundation. Jack, we were talking in the first segment about the courthouse in particular here on the Old Town Walking Mall. And I want to make sure people realize and understand, because this was something I learned a long time ago from museums in general. I fear that sometimes people think, oh, I've been there already, so I don't ever have to go back because I've seen it. You guys make changes and you swap out exhibits, and you're going to be doing that this winter, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so we never did this renovation 3 years ago with the intention of having a consistently revolving exhibit. The MSV does a really good job of changing out exhibits on a 6-month time frame. We just don't have the bandwidth capacity for that, but if you do, it's amazing because that's what draws more people in. But what's happened through happenstance is over time we've been able to add a couple things. Over the past couple years with the renovations upstairs, we had a bunch of new artifacts go on display. And then in the meantime, we've added the original clock, 2 of the original clock faces that were on the clock tower of the courthouse that were there during the Civil War. Those are on display. And then working with our friend and someone we're going to mention in a second, historian and author Mike Robinson, he made the connection and relocated one of the gates that surrounded, it was a part of the fence system that surrounded the front yard up until about the 19-teens. It was always fenced in, that front yard.
Right.
And in the 1850s, they put a wrought iron fence and it had gates in Loudoun Street, on the alleys on the side, and on the back where City Hall is. And Mike Robinson was able to track down one of those original gates that was there. And now that's on display where visitors can come in and see it, but also touch it, which is cool because it just gives folks young and old an opportunity to actually get hands-on with history, touch something that you know soldiers more than likely touched for whatever reason during the Civil War. So that's a cool thing we've added since then. And then what we're working on right now, which will be done by next April for visitors to come and see, is we're adding tons of new artifacts to the exhibit space upstairs. A lot of more uniform pieces. We're probably doubling the amount of actual clothing material that's going to be on display, which is a huge eye catcher for museum spaces. The uniforms worn by both Union and Confederate leadership, colonels and generals. Some flags that were flown by regiments and soldiers in Winchester are now on display. So those were here, they've been brought back and they're on display in there, they've been conserved. But we're probably adding close to $300,000 to $400,000 worth of new artifacts to the exhibit this winter, just to really fill it out some more and add some new things that we've received in the meantime. So that'll all be happening by this spring. It should be done. So hopefully we can have you back, Janet.
Yeah,
walk you through
we'll
it.
do a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, Brady, when Jack and I had coffee here the last time, he also hosts a podcast with a friend of his about bourbon.
Battlefields and bourbon.
And I think we should do our own podcast, the three of us, with you and I walking through the museum, saying what we think the history is of the night of it. Jack correcting us.
Oh yeah, with bourbon?
With bourbon.
Hey.
Yes, I think we could have a hit there.
It's going to be just
you
like
can eat
what
a
we
hot
did.
dog, I'll drink the bourbon,
Oh, I'll bring
and
them
Jack
all.
can
Don't
show
worry.
everybody just how stupid we are when it comes to our local history.
Yeah. I'm very worried about that. It's taken me a couple years to gain some respect and authority with what I say, and I don't even
And I want to take it away with one fell swoop.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's definitely from Massachusetts. Yeah.
There are some items from Massachusetts that are on display.
There
a
we
lot
go.
of
There you
Massachusetts
go.
soldiers
All right.
out here. Yeah.
That works.
It is.
And I think, too, that sometimes people think, yeah, but how much of that stuff can you possibly still find? There is a lot of it out there.
Yeah, so there's the stuff that's in the ground, the physical archaeological artifacts that were in the old Courthouse Civil War Museum prior to 2023. But what we've come across is individuals who have acquired and gotten together these huge collections are now selling them. Like we had a Civil War museum in Texas just closed down, and that they had to liquidate their entire collection on the open market. So there was a whole collection of this general's belongings, his tent, his coats, his hats, his letters, all this stuff
Wow.
that was just going to go get separated. So we were able to acquire that through a fundraising effort, keep it all together. It was a general that was here in Winchester and in different parts of the valley, so that'll be going on display. Pieces like that, it was the great-great-granddaughter of a colonel that fought here and was actually killed at the Battle of Cedar Creek in the streets of Middletown,
Oh.
Joseph Thoburn, and he's killed, and his sword and the flag that covered his coffin and some other belongings, his diary, was passed down through the family, and that great-great-granddaughter ended up in North Carolina, I believe, and then just gifted us those things. So those are what's going on display.
That's so cool.
So that's how we come across a lot of new stuff, yeah.
I think that is so
Don't let him fool you. I see him every day with a metal detector out on the museum lawn, digging stuff
I don't
up.
know.
That's him. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah.
So many years of history on that lawn. I don't know what I would find, from festivals to protests to everything. Crazy. So,
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 layers, you just want to throw that stuff away.
Yeah.
what's cool about that site that a lot of other people know is the whole property and the building included in the lawn is protected under a conservation easement by the Virginia Department of Historic Resources. So it's not just us owning it that's adding that sense of preservation, but the Commonwealth of Virginia is a third party to downtown that we don't even realize
think about,
sometimes
yeah.
that they are. When they come out here and monitor the site and make sure we're not building a parking garage on the front lawn or anything like they wanted to do in the 60s. Yeah, crazy stuff.
And I love that because we also typically don't see organizations of your size getting in the weeds on a local level. So usually we think of these giant battlefields and they're always this far away organization or person that manages them. But you guys with the courthouse, like, you're going to participate in Hello Winchester. You're going to do things and be engaged and involved right here on the Old Town Walking Mall.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for Winchester because I've lived here for 18 years, went to Jameswood High School, go Colonels. I grew up running around the mall, lived downtown for a little bit, so there's always a soft spot there, but we recognize as our organization, small but big in size, we recognize that this is our crown jewel. The Courthouse Civil War Museum downtown, and Old Town's an amazing place filled with special people, a special sense of community that we love and we respect. So we want to be involved just as much as anybody else. Being a part of Halloween Weekend is a big deal for us. Working with Friends of Old Town, Brady, on bringing back a ghost tour guided by Mike Robinson. I believe that's what, 7
He is such an
7 o'clock?
asset.
Yep.
Sometime that evening.
Around dusk.
Yeah,
Yep.
around dusk. Mike Robinson, author of the Winchester Tales series. I think he did a Ghostly Tales about the ghost stories in
Yeah.
Winchester,
I
Frederick
have all
County.
of his books. I bought them all for my mother-in-law, June, who loves them, and I had Mike sign them all. She thought I was super impressive.
Yeah, so
And you are.
he'll
True.
be here to guide that. As far as I know, that's free.
Yep.
Folks
Free
just
and
show
open.
up in front of the courthouse.
Yep.
He'll guide people through the spooky and haunted stories of downtown and Old Town Winchester. I'm trying to lock him in to do a book signing at the courthouse beforehand. So come on inside, check out the museum if you haven't already. Pick up a book of Mike's or bring yours that haven't been signed, and he'll be there.
What are the hours of the museum? Are you open 7 days a week, just a couple of days? How does that work?
Yeah, 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, Sunday 1 to 5. You can count us out for major holidays like New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, but pretty much open every other time for that, yeah.
And then people can still rent the space in there, so they should reach out to you and say, "Hey, I want to have a divorce celebration." You haven't done those yet,
Hey.
so I want to have a divorce
Those are
celebration.
fun. I'll tell you what.
We could have all the
You
fun.
can't burn your wedding dress inside the building.
Yes.
Can't-
However,
and I don't know about the lawn because of the state, but
Right.
we can get creative. There's a flagpole, there's the bell that's still in the tower that I tried to get ringing again, but it's a little more difficult, but that used to ring, so we can get creative with stuff out there. But yeah, we love being a host to all the events and all the groups that want to do stuff downtown. We like to remind people in a weird roundabout way, this isn't public property in the sense of the government doesn't own this. We are a private company, just like the Espresso Bar here or anywhere else, but we recognize that everyone in this community, in Old Town specifically, sees this as a public meeting space. It has been ever since the British
we
were here.
think of it as our backyard, even though legally it's not.
Exactly. So we're really flexible on people reaching out and just wanting to collaborate and use the space and treat it as a public space. You just gotta pull an insurance form and sign a couple pieces of paper, and
It's
we'll
easy.
work with you.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, Brady's a pro.
So what is the web address? Where can people go? Do you have social media? All that sort of
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Shenandoah Valley Battlefields National Historic District. That's that district that Congress created that we manage. We represent that. Our website is www.shenandoahatwar.org. So it's shenandoahatwar.org. And then you can find our museum information on there. You can just Google us. But if you're familiar with other stuff in the community, we also have the 3rd Winchester Battlefield Park out in the county with the Winchester Battlefield Visitor Center out there. We're constantly working on preservation projects in the city and in the county. If you're always interested in what to do or what's going on with historic preservation or just preservation in general, you can always just look into us or give us a call.
He's a great neighbor.
He really is. They've been incredible for the events since I've taken over. Just having to be a great partner downtown, and I think trying to shift from people just thinking that the museum lawn is a space to co-host your event, and really tying in the actual museum to it and having programming that runs alongside of that. And like I said, Jack and I met here last week, and in between all the people we ran into that day, there's a lot of fun stuff that's going to happen. So I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
So before we go, First Friday, you mentioned it earlier. Give me the 411 on that.
So normal times, 5 to 9. Sip and stroll is in effect all night, so you can take your drink from bar to the music. Taylor Pavilion music will start at 6 o'clock and go until about 9 p.m. And that's going to be Bottle Shock Rock. They're a rock cover band, super popular, super fun, a lot of high energy. And then we'll have the same thing. We'll have
Artist Alley?
Not this month, but that will be next month. Which also, when we talk next month, we'll have some very fun things theme-wise happening for the October First Friday.
Nice.
But, yeah, so September's going to be good.
Yeah, I was in at Shen Arts in the gallery during the pub
that was
crawl,
a great
the hot
time.
dog crawl, and there was a piece of art hanging at the very top of the steps that I can't stop thinking about. And they told me they were going to be, no, it's not a hot dog. They're going to be swapping out their exhibit soon, and so I feel like I might need to go get it.
Yeah, no, that'd be really good.
And it's local art, and it's downtown, and
yeah.
it's checking all
doing
of
all
my
the
boxes.
things. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think this year's been really fun with the Artist Alley. October is going to be a combo of Peter Bullough Foundation and Typewriter Studio. They may even have a wheel down here for pottery, so keep an eye on that. Yes.
And the date of the First Friday in October
The 2nd.
is the 2nd.
Yep. That's the last one for the
Because
season.
a couple of years ago it was on my birthday, and I appreciated the celebration that you put together for me. But I guess I'll have to wait 4 more years before the calendar finally lines back up again.
We'll get there again one day.
Where can people find more details?
Oh, you can always go to friendsofoldtown.org, where we have our community calendar, which has not only our events, but events that are happening around Old Town. The best place to go is probably Facebook, Friends of Old Town, and then Instagram is Friends of Old Town, Wink, WINC, and you can see the fun video we have of the aftermath of the Hot Dog Festival. We still have a fun batch of photos that I'll be posting throughout the week while I'm on vacation. But
I have to send you the ones that I took. I tried to get pictures of Tim with hot dogs. But he ate them very quickly.
Yeah, those suckers go down pretty quick.
So there's one that's the empty container that I didn't even get a chance to take a picture of.
I won't say their name, but I did see a city councilor and their family come down, and they had a whole wagon that they were dragging behind them with a cooler with ice in it so they could put hot dogs in and take them home to the family. Yeah.
Hey, not a terrible thing to do.
That's great. Yeah, I just want to say that I think hot dogs are what's healing this world.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's
The healing power of hot dogs.
The healing power of hot dogs.
By Brady Cloven.
Yeah, on that note, spend some time downtown this weekend, and I will meet you back here on Monday for a brand new episode of The Valley Today, just a few minutes after noon.